come back and watch that later.
Minecraft, of course, you know, that's multi-plat. MLB The Show, remember there were people saying that Sony shouldn't put this.
Okay. Should be live. Yep, we are live. Alright, had to give everything a few minutes to get going here. What is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless wonder, the man Lincoln Clay, and we are back for a live stream of GT7 again. Let me see, this week they've got two Group 3 daily races. We've got the endurance race here on Bathurst, which I think is a 10 or 11 lap race. And then they have, let's see here, I think they have another one, the other one here at Spa. Oh no, it's Trial Mountain. Not a big fan of that, so we'll stick with this. So the entry period starts in 9 minutes, so we need to try to get this out. Well, even once the entry period opens, it'll still be a few minutes before we actually get to the race. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is send a big shout out to my boy Craig Harris, who picked up a PSVR2, I think, about an hour, 2 hours ago, and uploaded a video of himself picking up the PSVR2. So congratulations, Craig. I hope you enjoy it. Not every headset is perfect, so there might be a couple of things you might notice about the headset once you put it on, but there are tweaks, to mitigate some of that stuff. So I hope you will stay with it. So, but I guess we'll just have to wait. Cone, what is up, my guy? How you doing? Let me see here. What else? I had a pretty good week sim racing this week. I did a bunch of races on Le Mans Ultimate. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I absolutely love that game. And I guess I keep flip-flopping back and forth as to what I think is going to be my #1 sim between Le Mans Ultimate and Rennsport. Right now, I think Le Mans Ultimate is more complete. And even though it's still in early access, looks to be more polished than Rennsport. And if I was to make a decision right now, today, Le Mans Ultimate would be my #1 sim. Which my #2 sim is going to be a flip-flop between Rennsport and Automobilista 2, depending on how things play out once Rennsport is complete and once 1.6 update is complete on Automobilista 2, also featuring support from Low Fuel Motorsports. And so I've had a pretty good week. I've competed in a lot of races. I even won my first race this week. I think I got about 4 podiums. I only had 2 bad races, and one of them is because I got into a fight or got into a battle for position, and the guy was aggressive and trying to force his way through, and I refused to give in, and we touched and we both went off the track, and it caused a huge pileup. So there's that. GT7, I talked about it on my last stream. A few months ago, I was done with this game. I just felt like I wasn't going to come back to it because I'm just not. I had about all I could take with the dirty racing, and I still feel that way. But I also thought that there's a lot of people on this channel who supported me way back on GT Sport. when there was no daily races in VR, and all they did was sit there and watch me do time trials. So I think I owe it to those people who stuck with me to give them GT7 content. So I did say on my last stream that I would be looking to try to work GT7 back into my lineup in some capacity. I hadn't figured it out yet, but I do think I'm going to figure it. I think I might have it figured out now. At this moment, I can't say whether it'll hold up, but right now I'm feeling like I will do GT7 streams on Saturday mornings. In the past, when I try to have a schedule between ACC and GT7 and that kind of stuff, some days I would dread coming home to stream GT7 because I felt like, why am I streaming this shit? Because all I'm going to do is come home, get into a race, and somebody's going to knock me off the track, and it's going to destroy my race. It's going to destroy the stream because I definitely do not like streaming for people when all they do is see me crash. But when you got dirty racers, you know, what can you do? So I got fed up with it and walked away. Now that I've decided to work it back into my lineup, I have to take the approach of my good friend Boris. He walked away from Forza because of the frustrations he had with that game, but he came back in some capacity and said that, you know, he can't take the game seriously anymore. He can't play the game from a competitive standpoint and just try to have fun with the game and don't worry about winning races and setting personal best lap times and that kind of stuff. And I think if I take that approach, I think maybe I can come back to this game and work it back into the lineup. Because of the dirty racing, I cannot take this game serious from a competitive standpoint. Sure, I'm going to try to win races and stuff, but I'm not going to be breaking my neck to practice to try to shave off a couple of tenths off of my personal best lap time and that kind of stuff. It's just, I'll get in, do some races, and whatever happens, happens. It's the games like Le Mans Ultimate where I'm putting in the practice because I absolutely love what's going on over there. But yeah, so in some capacity, GT7 is back on this channel. I think we should go ahead and get into the title of this stream, and yeah, we're here to do a daily race, but I'm also here to give some more thoughts on the PlayStation to PS, the PlayStation VR to PC initiative, movement, whatever you want to call it. For those of you who haven't been living under a rock, you know that the PlayStation PC adapter is coming out next week. And you know, without diving too deep back into the past, getting down to it, I kind of feel like this this move to open PSVR2 up to PC is a move from Sony to liquidate or clear out inventory, because obviously PSVR2 hasn't been selling too well. Too many rumors have come out that Sony has not debunked. You know, they it was rumored they produced 2 million headsets and had to lower their projections to maybe like 1 million because of abysmal pre-order numbers. And I think other than the games that they rolled out with GT7, Horizon Call of the Mountain, and the two Resident Evil games, we haven't gotten too much information from Sony except to tell us that it was going to go to PC, and that to me signaled that Sony may be done with PSVR 2. I mean, the headset itself isn't done, but I think Sony's support of it, in terms of them making games, is probably done. You know, there's a rumor that there's 2 PSVR 2 games in development, but the person that leaked this information also said that his sources told him that these 2 games may not see the light of day, that they'll probably get canceled. So I find that a little bit baffling, how some people in the VR community refuse to take in this part about Sony not supporting the headset. They seem to don't want to listen to that part, but they want to listen to the part about Sony developing 2 more games for PSVR 2, but they don't want to listen to the part about that these games may not see the light of day. So I'm a little bit miffed by that. I think some people in the VR community are wishing things into existence. And then there's the price cut. Oh, my headset turned off due to power savings. No big deal. So then there's the price cut. What was it, last week? Week and a half ago, whatever. There was actually 2 price cuts. There was a Days of Play price cut where they knocked the price off $100. I don't really think that would have been enough to move the needle. It probably sold a couple of headsets, but they just had a massive price cut about a week and a half ago. $200 off. The headset is I think the headset is $350 for the Call of the Mountain bundle, and I think $300 without the Call of the Mountain game. In any case, once they made that massive price cut, they sold more headsets in one day than they have all year. That's saying a lot. But why are they doing this price cut when we're only days away from the adapter being released? There are some beliefs going around as to why they did this massive price cut. Some people believe that they may have done this price cut to clear out inventory to make way for a revised version of PSVR 2. Probably a more something that's a little more ergonomic. I don't think that's the case. Other beliefs, you know, and I don't have a problem saying his name. And this, I saw Brian Paul say this, a PSVR without parole. I don't know if he's giving his thoughts or if he's got sources that are saying it, but coming from him, devs may have approached Sony and told them we need to get more of their headsets out in the wild because things are as they are right now. It is not worth it for us to port our games over to PSVR 2. So that's, you know, that's coming from Brian Paul, that you know, that might be one of the reasons for the price cut, is to get more headsets out in the wild, so it'll be worth it for devs to port games over to PSVR 2. It sounds logical, but I kind of rule that out because if Sony's done supporting PSVR 2, I think the cries of a few indie devs aren't going to, you know, make them change their mind. And then another reason why I think the timing for the price cut is the Quest 3S, which I think is called. Right now we have the Quest 3 for $500, and I think as of right now, as a PSVR, as a PC headset, I think the Quest 3 is the better value because you're getting a PC headset with pancake lenses, extra sharp picture, and it is also a standalone headset, so it is a 2-in-1 headset, whereas if you were to buy PSVR 2 as a PC headset and you don't have a PS5, you only have one headset. In order to make PSVR 2 a 2-in-1 headset, you would also need a PC as well as a PS5. So I think later this year, it has been rumored that Meta will be releasing the Quest 3S, which is a watered down version of the Quest 3. I guess it won't have pancake lenses. I think there was rumors that it wasn't going to have controllers, but I think backlash is already out about that, so it looks like this headset will probably have controllers and the pass-through. I think there was a rumor that it may not have a pass-through, you know, a mixed reality pass-through, a color pass-through. I don't know. But the other rumor is that this headset would probably launch at around $300. And naturally, it will be a standalone headset as well as a PC headset. That being said, it would be a no-brainer to pick that over PSVR 2 as a PC headset. So that is another threat to PSVR 2 going to PC. And then finally, the last one. This is me with a little bit of a conspiracy theory. PSVR 2 on PC, the controllers will require you to Bluetooth them to your PC. And I think I've never really used Bluetooth on a PC before, but I get this impression that the more expensive your motherboard is, probably the better the Bluetooth is going to be. And that would hold opposite if you have a cheap motherboard, that the Bluetooth quality is probably going to be less. And so that leads me to think that if PSVR 2 on PC, if the tracking is suspect due to the Bluetooth connection, that's not going to look good, and it would probably destroy any chance of Sony being able to liquidate the remaining headsets. Because I think I think when it comes to PS5, anybody who wanted PSVR 2, yeah, I don't know what that says. And I don't know if speech chat has an English translation, but welcome to the channel. So, kind of lost my train of thought. I know I was talking about the Bluetooth. Oh yeah, I was saying PS5. People on PS5 that want a PSVR 2, they already got them. So they weren't going to sell any more headsets, in my opinion, unless they lowered the price massively. And then on the PC side, if it gets out that the tracking is suspect, they are not going to sell any headsets, because, in my opinion, I just feel like it's a no-brainer to pick the Quest 3 over PSVR 2 as a PC headset. Now, this massive price cut at $350, $300, whatever the case may be, makes it a very tempting purchase. But I still have a little bit of concern about the tracking, and I think YouTuber Voodoo DE may have confirmed my suspicions. He was given early access. He was sent an adapter by Sony, and he was given early access to the PlayStation VR app on Steam, and he showed us a little bit of footage of himself playing Half-Life Alyx on PC, and he kind of confirmed something that I suspected, something that I was worried about. He said the head tracking movement was excellent, you know, in terms of moving your head around. He said it was fluent. It looked about, you know, it looked about as good as any other headset. Visually, he said it looked good, but he did not compare it to any other headsets. That being said, I'm led to believe that Half-Life Alyx is probably still going to have a sharper picture on any headset that has pancake lenses. That being, you know, mainly the Quest 3, because I think the Quest 3 is the cheapest headset you can buy with pancake lenses. Anything else, you know, we're talking a premium price. He also talked about the tracking. He said there was a little bit of lag there. Like when he initially set it up, it wasn't working, and I think he ended up having to use like a Bluetooth dongle, and he got it to work. but it was a little bit skittish at the dashboard, and then when he was playing Half-Life Alyx, there was a little bit of input lag. So, all in all, what I'm wondering is this input lag issue, let me see here, can we go back and sign up for a race? Oh yeah. All right, we're in there. Okay, so Voodoo was saying that he reached out to Sony for recommendations for a Bluetooth dongle, and I think they eventually got back with him because he put it in the description of Bluetooth dongles that are recommended by Sony. And so I think, as I was going to say, that if this tracking issue is a widespread problem, I can almost guarantee you that once PSVR2 goes back to its regular price, I think the sales are going to come to a screeching halt. So the bottom line is, if Sony wants to get rid of the remaining stock of PSVR2 headsets, they're going to have to eat it and sell that headset at the price that it's at right now, at $350, $300. You know, Sony was determined not to take a loss on the original PSVR, and they probably felt the same way about this one. But you know, you haven't given people too many reasons to run out and buy this headset, especially at $550. They promised bigger and better experiences, which, in my opinion, a lot of people, mainstream and hardcore, were hopeful that we would see games like Spider-Man and God of War in VR, and it hasn't happened, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Therefore, I kind of think that for casuals, PSVR 2 was going to be a hard sell. So I think that the timing of the price cut, I think somebody made Sony see the light. I think Sony was probably determined not to take a loss, and I think somebody talked some sense into them. I think somebody probably explained to them that at $550, nobody, you know, the people who want this headset on PS5 already have it. You're not going to be able to sell it to any more people. Over on the PC side, at $550, the Quest 3 is a better buy. And then there's the Quest 3S coming out at $300. And then there's the tracking issue with the Bluetooth on PC. All those elements combined, especially the tracking, if it comes out that this tracking is suspect, they'll never be able to get rid of the remaining stock. So I think somebody talked some sense into Sony and was like, you know, you got too many things working against you. You're going to have to lower the price of this headset if you want to get rid of stock. Because as of right now, they're probably just sitting in the warehouse going nowhere. And I think somebody talked Sony into, one of their advisors or something probably talked them into taking the cut. You know, if you want to be done with this, if you want to be done with it, be done with it. You know, get rid of what you got left and be done with it, instead of trying to, you know, trying to get every single dollar out of every single headset. So I think I'm ready to go ahead and put the headset on so we can jump into a race. So give me a second. Okay. You know what? I need to take a second and see if my base shakers are working. Cool. So while I'm sitting here talking about the PSVR2 PC adapter, I will say that I will be. Wow, this thing is janky for some reason. I will be purchasing the PC adapter, and I will definitely be sure to let you know what I think of it. But as far as games that I'll be testing it on, it'll more or less be all the Sims that I play. I will test a few other games, just to test the tracking, but more or less my focus will be on testing my racing sims. So I opted not to qualify for this race because it seems that I've been having, as crazy as it sounds, it seems like I've been having better luck starting at the back of the pack. I've been getting better finishes. So yeah, I'm starting dead last. Yes, my base shakers are working, so I should be able to feel wheel slip and wheel lockups. So I have to put my head down. So when it goes into VR mode, it is set exactly where I want it at. Because if I look up, the dashboard is going to be right up under my eyes. That's perfect. Oh, and this guy ran me into the wall. Nice. Only lost one place, surprisingly. Shit. You got a half a second penalty. Oh my god. Hey, how's it going? How's it going, Durbin? All that work. Good to hear. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I mean, PC is my preferred way to play. That car's still a little ways behind me, but yet I can hear his motor. Doing pretty good, Tantrum. How about you? Ooh, almost did it again. Yeah. I think that's exactly what it is. I think it's a desperate move by Sony. But when you stop and look at it, everybody who already wanted PSVR2 on PS5 already bought it. So you weren't going to sell any more over there. So the next move was to go ahead and open it up to PC. And, you know, well, PC is a different story because now you're competing with the Quest and other headsets, along with Meta getting ready to release the Quest 3S, which is rumored to start at $300. So that's a no-brainer to pick that over PSVR 2. And then on PSVR 2 on PC, you're losing all the features: the head haptics, the triggers, the adaptive triggers. So at $550, to me, there's no reason to select PSVR 2 over Quest 3 on PC. And then with the $300 Quest 3S being rumored, you know, you save $250. They had to make this move. By dropping the headset to $350 or $300, not only have you sold a few headsets for PC, you sold a few headsets for the console itself. The problem was Sony was being stubborn, in my opinion, and they did not want to take a loss. But somebody must have made them see the light that, hey, you don't want to take a loss, but how many headsets are you selling right now? The warehouse is full and nobody's buying these headsets. You're going to have to face the facts that if you want to move a few of them, you got to cut the price. Yeah, it's no different than any other headset on PC. So in my opinion, I think that the better choice would be the Quest 3 because of the pancake lenses. You're going to get a sharper picture. Now the other thing is, YouTuber Voodoo was given early access. Sony sent him a PC adapter and gave him access to the VR app on Steam. You could be right. And then, coming back to the Voodoo guy, he was playing Half-Life Alyx. Now I guess it looked good, but there was a little bit of latency with the tracking because of that Bluetooth method of connecting. That being said, let's say Sony doesn't lower the price of PSVR 2. Let's say they keep it at $550. Everybody gets this headset, and then because of that Bluetooth connectivity, they have tracking issues. Right. Exactly. So, to pose my hypothetical question again, let's say there's no sale. Let's say there's no price cut. People buy PSVR 2 for PC, and then the reports start coming out that the tracking is bad because of the Bluetooth connection. How many headsets do you think Sony will sell after that? They had to cut the price now, because if that Bluetooth connectivity tracking issue is a widespread problem, PSVR 2 on PC is going to get exposed when it releases, and they will not sell another headset. They have to do it now. To me, since Sony is in, since they're in liquidation mode. What's up, Andreas? Since Sony is in liquidation mode. Oh, I lost a little bit on driver rating. Whew. Since Sony is in liquidation mode, they're probably trying to make this PC process as cheap as possible. So I guess if you're looking to liquidate stock, why would you go the extra mile to give people a premium experience? Well, all you're looking to do is just dump product. If I'm looking to sell a car that I just want to be rid of it, I'm not going to go out of my way to spend money to put extra bells and whistles on the car if my main goal is just to get rid of it. So that being said, it shouldn't, if Bluetooth connectivity through the PC app was going to cost them more money, it's a no-brainer that they didn't do it. Why they didn't do it. Yeah, we'll do another race. I pre-ordered the Crystal Light, and I want to cancel that pre-order, but there's no cancel button, so they're trying to lock you into it. So I think Pimax was being disingenuous and being dishonest. I think they took pre-orders that they couldn't fulfill. I ordered that Pimax Crystal in April, and it was supposed to start shipping in June. No, it was supposed to start shipping in May, and then I get a letter in June saying that you know, the Crystal Light was still undergoing testing, therefore shipping for me won't happen until July. But if you want, you can upgrade to the local dimming headset for extra $200. And I'm like, oh, okay, so that was your plan all along, to get me to buy the $1,000 headset. Well, they had to be transparent because people were getting pissed at them. It should have. It's like I said just a few minutes ago. If your goal is to dump whatever headsets you got left, you're not going to go the extra mile for people. So it's just like I said. If I'm looking to sell a car, and my goal is to get rid of the car because I simply don't want it anymore, I'm not going to go the extra mile to put new tires on it, to get the car a new paint job, to have the interior detailed and shampooed and all that kind of shit. I'm looking to minimize how much money I have to put into this car in order to get rid of it. And if I'm looking to get rid of the car and not so much looking to get what the car costs, yeah, I'm not going to go the extra mile. So, I mean, look at it the same way for PSVR 2. If they're looking to dump this headset, they're not going to go the extra mile to give us the best experience on PC. It's like, here, take this shit. And then, like I said before, if they don't do this price cut, and then PSVR 2 goes to PC and everybody finds out that the tracking is terrible because of the Bluetooth connection, sales of PSVR 2 on PC will come to a screeching halt. No one will buy this headset. That's why they had to do the price cut. That's why they had to do a deep price cut the way they did, and they had to do it before it comes to PC, because this price cut will mean nothing on PC if the word is already out that the tracking is terrible. So, sorry if I'm talking loud. It's just like wearing these headphones. I feel like I gotta shout over the headphones to be heard. So I'll probably peel one of them back off of my ear next time. 204. I think I did a 205. I think a 205 might have been my best lap last race. So it probably would have been in my best interest to go ahead and qualify for this race. Yeah, exactly. They did it at the beginning though. They suckered people at the beginning. Yeah, exactly. And I was saying to people at the beginning of the stream that your Bluetooth experience, in my opinion, is probably only going to be as good as the quality of your motherboard. If you got a dog shit motherboard, you're probably going to have a dog shit Bluetooth connection. Yeah. I don't have a Wi-Fi 6 router either. But my son, when he uses my Quest Pro, he prefers to do it wirelessly. He thinks he seems to think the connection is better wirelessly than wired. Oh shit! I took on some damage. It's temporary, but my wheel is still cocked. If I don't catch these guys by the 4th lap, I'm going in because I'm going to have to go for the undercut. Yeah. You want to know the truth? This is the only race that I've done since the new physics. And I've noticed that the track looks glazed. So it's hard for me to comment on the physics if they made the track conditions look a little bit funny. But initially, the big thing that I can say right out the gate is that I have to trail brake more. Because the car feels more slidey if you don't trail brake. Or if you don't brake earlier. But all this is inconsequential. It doesn't matter. Because as soon as people start complaining about the physics, they're going to make this game casual again. It happened when this game first launched. The physics were supposed to be more in line with ACC and stuff, and people complained about it, so they made this game a simcade again. So I guess at the end of the day, regardless of the physics, you're going to have to adjust to it. Yeah, all in all, I'm fine with the new physics too. I'm just saying that once people start complaining, they're going to change it back. And there's a reason for it, because at the end of the day, GT7 is still aiming for the casuals, because that's where all the microtransaction money is at. If the casuals end up not liking this game because of the new physics and they leave, there goes all that microtransaction money. So as soon as enough people complain about the physics, they're going to put it right back to that casual shit. Going in next lap. They're not gonna do that. People have been complaining about that pretty much ever since GT7 came out, and they still haven't fixed it yet. I don't think they're going to. I think that's just part of Sony, you know, bailing out on PSVR2. A lot of the things that we've been asking for in terms of quality of life improvements, I don't think it's gonna happen. Like right now, I'm in flat screen mode. You guys can see the standings. You know, the Delta and all that stuff. People have been complaining about that, and they haven't put it in the headset yet. They're not going to. If they haven't done it by now, they're not going to. I also don't like the pit procedure, how it goes into these cinematics. And then the problem with it is, when you come out of the pits, it happens in a random position, and so when it puts me back into VR mode, sometimes it's not where I had it last calibrated. That's why every time I come into the pits, I have to look down when I come out of the pits so that the VR will be exactly where I want it to be. Because another thing that people have been complaining about is the VR recentering button. The VR recentering button is also the pause button. Yeah, Gray. I was saying on my last stream that it's people like I've been doing YouTube since 2017, and it's a lot of people on this. A good percentage of my audience are people who watched me on GT Sport in VR when there was no racing, when it was just time trials and it was just me on the track by myself. So I think I owe it to them to do some GT streams again. The only thing is I have to take a different approach to it. I know there's dirty racing in this game, and I got to put that to the side and just treat it like I'm just having fun. So I'm not trying to set a personal best lap, and I'm not going to be, practicing day and night to try to shave an extra second off of my lap times and that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to go in there, race, and just whatever happens, happens. All things being as they are right now, my commitment and my focus is on Le Mans Ultimate. So, coming back to GT7, yeah, I'm going to give it my best. But if I don't win a race, it's not going to be the end of the world. Oh yeah, absolutely I'm going to get the PC adapter. I have to treat Forza the same way if I ever go back to Forza. The terrible force feedback and the dirty racing and stuff like that, I go back to Forza, I can't take it serious. Just go in there and do a few laps, have and try to have fun. But I don't really have a Forza audience because I never built my channel off of racing off of Forza. So if I don't go back to Forza, it's not a big deal. When I first said I'm done with GT7 and walking away from this game, part of me felt like I can't take this shit anymore. I can't deal with this dirty racing anymore. And I was like, I'm fed up with Polyphony Digital not doing anything to fix this game. Because to me, all they really care about is their microtransactions. So, but like I said, the other part of me felt bad because a lot of people have supported me, playing the GT franchise, for the last, 4 or 5 years. Oh, by the way, Gray, if you're still watching, I won my first Le Mans Ultimate race this week. I did spend money because when I play, you have to keep in mind how many different racing games I play. If you include GT7 and Forza, you're talking GT7, Forza, Le Mans Ultimate, ACC, Assetto Corsa, F124, Race Room, Project Cars 2, Automobile Institute. I mean, looking at GT7, I was, excited for the thought of I'll have another racing game in VR. Without the VR, I wouldn't touch this game. Yeah, it is. Shit, I spent a few bucks on Race Room. So just about every racing game, I like the GT3s, the GTEs, and then when I want my Formula One fix, I go to F1, the F1 games from Codemasters. I just rebuilt my computer about a week ago. So I'm still going back and downloading all the games that I had on here. And I did re-download Race Room, but I haven't calibrated my wheel or anything like that, or set out to get some practice in. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, next weekend would be a better move for me to do Race Room, because at least I'll have time to get my wheel calibrated and get some practice in. And if I decide to stream it, I still got to set up OBS and all that crap. Oh. Yeah, exactly. And the thing about it is, I'm still trying to figure things out, being that I just rebuilt my computer, because I switched from Intel to AMD. It's got nothing to do with this crap that Intel's going through right now. I've got the i9 12900K, and yeah, it's exactly. No. There's a reason. There's a reason why GT7 is the only racing game in VR on PSVR2. There's actually two reasons. Long and short of it, ACC is an example. The developer of ACC answered my question directly and said that ACC would not give VR support because the console's just not strong enough to do it. Now, Codemasters. Now, in the case of EA and Codemasters, they have expressed interest in wanting to bring VR support to WRC and F123, F124, what have you. But they said that's a Sony call. So that tells me that Sony won't let them bring the games to PSVR. The reason why is because that's a threat to their microtransactions. If there are other racing games on PSVR2 people will go to those games, and they, in some cases, they may not come back to GT7. This is a daily race right here that I'm in right here on GT7. Le Mans Ultimate today? Yes, absolutely. I'm going to do some daily races. I've been doing daily races every day. Yeah, exactly. There was a rumor on the original PSVR that Sony told publishers not to put VR support on their racing games. So that tells me they wanted to be the only racing game on PS5 with VR support, because that's, you know, because of the microtransactions. So think of it, okay, all right, let me put it to you this way. You know, I'm talking relative to the microtransactions. Let's say, which game could I use as an example? Because what other racing games are on? Let me see. We've got Assetto Corsa. That's out because the developers already said it's not strong enough. So that doesn't fit into the conversation. There's F1 and WRC. Okay, let's use WRC as an example. GT7 has rally racing. The GT7 store also has rally racing cars for sale. Right, and so because it would interfere with their microtransactions. Okay, so let's say on GT7 there's a Subaru Impreza rally car that costs like 2 million credits. You would have to spend like $20 in real life money to be able to buy that car. You jump over to WRC and that same Isuzu Impreza is free. That's a no-brainer to go over there and play it then if you don't have to buy the car. So I think because of VR is why the microtransactions are so ridiculous on GT7. The microtransactions were not that bad on GT Sport. A matter of fact, it doesn't set in well with me. Right. No, the kids don't have disposable cash. They're using their parents' credit card. So the question is, does the parents have disposable cash, or do they know that their kids are spending money on microtransactions? So, okay, like the Mazda 787B. You know what? I'm going to show you guys this car. So I'm going to go into my garage and show you guys this car. You know what? Let me take this headset off because it's getting tight on my head. Hold on. Okay, so let me show you guys change cars. This car right here, this is the Mazda 787B, one of my favorite cars of all time, and this car is legendary. Yep. So coming back to what I was going to say, this car here is the 787B. On GT Sport, this car, I think you could buy it with the microtransactions, and it was only like, I think it was only like $3. Fast forward to GT7, this car is the Legends car, and it costs 4 million credits. That is $40 in real life money. That does not set in well with me to pay $40 for a car that I only paid $3 for on the previous iteration of this game. So you add a game like let's say a game like Assetto Corsa comes to PS5 with VR support. This car, I believe, is a standard car on the game. It's not a car you have to buy microtransactions with, or you can even get the car by way of mod. Yeah, see, but like it's like Tantrum was saying, about grinding. That's all fine and dandy if this is the only game you play. But I play about like 8 sims. Like I was saying, I play GT7, Forza, F124, ACC, Assetto Corsa, Automobile Institute, Race Room, Le Mans Ultimate, Ren Sport. I just named off 9 Project Cars 2. That's 10 sims that I just named off right there. There's, I would never have time to grind on GT7 with all those other sims, and then you factor in that I gotta work and stuff like that too. So, if I was a content creator with over 1 million subs and it was built off of sim racing, then yeah. And so what I was going to say about the microtransactions, I think the microtransactions are targeted at 2 people, the car collectors and the VR people. Because for some people, VR is a dream come true. What are the chances that you're going to get to drive a Bugatti in real life? Or a Ferrari? This is the closest you'll ever get to driving one of those cars in VR. It's a mind-blowing experience, and Sony knows it. And that's why I think that's part of the reason why these microtransactions are so ridiculous. I mean, like when you look at Twitter, the only people I see talking about what kind of cars they own on GT7 are the car collectors and the people in VR. The hardcore people, the hardcore racers, no, they're not jumping up and down showing off what car they just bought. I think there's never been a better time to be a PC gamer, because you talk of those old games, though you still can play those old games. Whereas, like for instance, there are games that were on the PC, that were on the PS4 that you can't play on PS5. You can play games from 3, 4, 5 generations ago on PC. You can still play those games. It's just a matter of whether the game is multiplayer and if the servers are still active. I mean, you can still play, you can still jump on PC and go back and play those old Call of Duty games. They're still active. The multiplayers are still active and it's still healthy. Whereas on PS5, you can't go back and play those classic Call of Duty games. I think the amount of choice you get, they are, but a lot of them are still alive. Like I was saying, like the old Call of Duty games. I absolutely hate that, Tantrum. You have these roulette tickets. You have I think you have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6-star roulettes. 6-star roulettes is the biggest ticket you can get, but it doesn't give you anything except an invitation. And then it's a scare tactic. So you get a 6-star. It's predatory. You complete a milestone and you get a 6-star ticket. So you sit here and think that you're gonna get a big prize. What you get is an invitation to go to the Legends dealership or to go to another dealership for the opportunity to spend 4 or 5 million credits. You don't get a discount for this invitation. It's just an invitation to buy the car. You don't get a discount. You would think if they do something like that, you should be able to get, like, okay, you got a 6-star ticket, you got an invitation to buy a Bugatti at 50% off. You should be able to do something like that. But no, it's a scare tactic that you got to run in there into the Legends dealership and you got like 3 days to buy this car or else it's off the block. So if you don't have enough credits, now you're in panic mode, spending real money to get the credits to buy this car. And that was one of the things that turned me off about this game. It still turns me off to this day. No. The content, the tracks are free. The tracks are free, but the cars are not free. The tracks are free, but the cars are not free in the way that you think they are free. The cars are added to the game for free. You still have to spend credits to get these cars. And believe me, if they add a Bugatti to this game, it's not going to be a free car. You still going to have to spend credits to obtain the car. They added the car to the game for free. You don't get the car for free. You still got to spend credits. And if it's a Bugatti that costs $4 million, you're going to have to spend $40 in real money if you don't want to grind for that $4 million. So I don't, so whenever they add cars, like, look, they added the car, the Volvo station wagons. So what? I'm not driving that car. Even the Bugatti, even if they add a Bugatti, so what? I drive race cars. I don't drive production cars. The Bugattis are for the car collectors and the VR people. Exactly. So no, that's when it comes to this game, GT7, the Sauber Mercedes in this 787B, and let me see, the Ford GT and the Toyota GR010. Those are cars that I absolutely had to have, and 3 of the cars I bought with microtransaction money. The other ones is just I bought it with that apology money that Sony gave us, because when GT7 first launched, about a month after it launched, the servers were down for about a day and a half, and Sony wasn't explaining anything. They weren't communicating with us what the problem was. So when people started threatening to go to other sims, they were threatening to go to ACC and threatening to go to PC. Then Sony finally spoke up and said there was an issue that, you know, with the payouts that they were trying to correct and yada yada yada. So as an apology, they gave everybody 1,000,000 credits, and that's how I ended up buying one of my other cars. So I mean, so yeah, make no mistake about it, Sony can get really shady. I guess the big thing with Microsoft, Microsoft's even shadier, but Microsoft don't hide it. The cars on GT7, these daily races, daily race A usually it's like some kind of little economy car, some, you know, Mini Cooper race. Daily race B is usually a group 3 or a group 4 car. Daily race C is usually group 3, group 4, group 2, maybe an occasional group C, and that's it. So if you buy anything out of those car classes, you're not going to get a chance to race with them. So if you go out of your way to buy a $4 million Bugatti on this game, you're not going to get a chance to race with it in the daily races. You will have to open your own lobbies if you want to race with it. So like this 787B, I didn't buy this car with the intentions of using it for a daily race. I bought it for my own personal use. So go back to my garage. You know what? Let's open this ticket. It's probably gonna be some bullshit, but let's open it. $10,000 credits. Oh my god. All right. Honestly, from a microtransaction standpoint, I disagree. The microtransactions on Forza are nowhere near as ridiculous as this game. I think, like, I bought a couple of cars. With Forza, I think the cars that I bought with microtransactions, I think a couple of those cars were only like $5. I mean, they've got microtransactions like the Group 3 key. Forza's been trash for God knows how long, but I broke down and bought this current Forza because the ray tracing looks great. I mean, the night races look incredible. The night races on Forza are the best that I've ever seen. The reflections, the lighting, the shadows is incredible. It's just the gameplay is garbage. If it did have VR, honestly, you know, I've complained about the force feedback. Nonetheless, if it had VR, I would play it. I would play it more. So it looks like I'm gonna have to get ready to take off here. I've got to go pick up my son, and I'm getting hungry. But I'm having such a wonderful time on Le Mans Ultimate. I am definitely promising to do a Le Mans Ultimate stream either later today or tomorrow morning. Because I am having an absolute wonderful time on that game. I won my first race earlier this week, and I've been getting some pretty good finishes. And you know, I won't dive too deep into what makes that game great, but you know, I'll talk about it more when I stream Le Mans Ultimate. So with that being said, I think it's time to go ahead and boogie on out of here. Right now on Le Mans Ultimate, it's not possible. They haven't made it so you can join friends. So it would have to be race room. It would have to be race room. Automobile list for 2. Absolutely. Appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys later on today. I guess what it boils down to as far as me streaming Le Mans Ultimate is that my son got an Xbox Series X last week, and he's been playing his old Gears of War games at 4K 60 frames per second, and he is in love with it. Therefore, he has taken over the TV when he comes over on the weekends. So so we're gonna have to find a way to split time on the TV. So that being said, I'm gonna do my best to try to stream Le Mans Ultimate earlier today, but if it doesn't happen today, I promise it'll happen tomorrow. So that's one game that I can make a promise on, and I will definitely keep it. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and boogie on out of here. Thank you all for watching, and hope to see you in a little while. Until then, enjoy your Saturday, and you all know the line: Wakanda forever, long live the king, and deuces. See you soon, everybody. Have a good one.